What's going on, YouTube? This is Most Julius with YAG Radio. It's been a while since I made a video actually talking about the hidden meanings in the Bible, but I did have an email that I was sent, and the email was asking asking what I basically thought about Romans 3:13 to 18. But I'm gonna get right into it. I'm actually at work right now, just taking a short break. So again, it's Romans 3:13 to 18, but I'm going to start with verse 9. So Romans 3 verse 9. What then? Are we not better than they? No, in no wise. For we have before proved, both Jews and Gentiles, that they are all under sin. In verse 10 it says, as it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. Verse 11, there is none that understandeth, there is none that seeketh after God. There is, this is speaking of the ones that do not seek within themselves. So if you're not, God dwells within you. So if you're not seeking within yourself the inner kingdom, then you're not seeking after God. So this is saying that the carnal mind will not understand and is not subject to God, so it cannot understand. So remember in Matthew 23:13, Jesus says, but woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men, for ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye that them that are entering to go in. So remember, Jesus says the kingdom is within you and it does not come with observation. And in Matthew 6:33 it says, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So we have to be seeking within ourselves. The kingdom is within us, and we have to understand that. So let's go to Romans 3 verses 12. It says, they are all gone out of the way, they together become unprofitable. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. So going out of the way is not going within yourself. As Jesus taught to go within, the kingdom is within you. So if you're not going within yourself, you're out of the way. So Matthew 7:14 it says, because strait is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there will be that find it. So if you're not entering within yourself, if you're not seeking within, the inner kingdom is what Jesus taught, then you're doing it all wrong. So, and today this is what I mean by people teach the literal meanings. You read something and you just go with what it says. You don't understand what he's really talking about. You don't understand the dark sayings of the wise. You don't understand the hidden wisdom of the kingdom of God. You don't, and the kingdom of God is within you. So that's why it says they are all going out of the way of the inner kingdom, and they have together become unprofitable, because it does not profit you anything to read these stories literally. It does not profit you anything to know that Cain killed his brother. What does that really mean? It does not profit you to know that Amnon raped his sister. What is the real meaning of that? And I have all those videos on my channel. So, and this takes us to Romans 3:13 to 18, where I was at question. So let's get right into it. I got to get back to work. So Romans 3:13, their throat is an open sepulcher. With their tongue they have used deceit. And anyone who does not agree with me is going to say that I am deceiving people. Just like I would say they are deceiving people, because it's about your interpretation. It's about your understanding. If you don't really understand what this means, when you hear me speak, of course it's not going to sound right, because you believe that you're just reading a book about your history that contains snakes and talking and all kind of crazy stuff like that. But that's part of your history. But anyway, let's get back to it. So Romans 3:14 it says, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. And this is the exact same thing. Verse 15 it says, their feet are swift to shed blood, meaning the path they are taking will not lead them to awakening. It will lead them to destruction. And the same in verse 16 it says, destruction and misery are their ways. So exactly what I just said, you're walking into destruction and destroying yourself. So and being led by your carnal mind and your emotional nature. All right, so verse 17, it says, "And the way of peace have they not known." So what is the way of peace? Please watch vain repetitions for more information on Jerusalem, which is the mother of us all. But let's take a look for right now at Isaiah 62:6. "I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence." So why is it important to keep silence? And remember, it says, "Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence." And the next verse in Isaiah 62:7, it says, "And give him no rest till he establish until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth." So it says, "Which shall not hold their peace." So holding your peace, knowing the way of peace, is keeping silence before God. And this makes sense. There's so many verses that say that ye are the temple of God. Take a look at Habakkuk 2:20. "But the Lord is in his holy temple." You are the temple. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God? "Let all the earth keep silence before him." This is how you hold your peace. This is the way of peace. So, and you remember Jesus said, "Which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit into his stature?" He's asking you, which of you can take your carnal mind to God? And this is what Christianity does every day. They make demands to God. I command you to do this. The devil won't do this. They're talking. They're using their carnal mind, but thinking these are spiritual things, and this is not it. That's your carnal mind at work. All right. So, last but not least, the last verse, Romans 3:18. "There is no fear of God before his eyes." This again is understanding literally. The only thing that should fear God is the thoughts and desires of the carnal mind. And let's prove this. Proverbs 9:10. "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom and knowledge." The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. So let's go to Proverbs 1:6. "To understand a proverb and the interpretation of the wise and their dark sayings." So what are these dark sayings? Once you understand these dark sayings, then everything will make sense to you. You'll start to understand these parables. And reading it literally is the doctrine of men. So let's take a look at Isaiah 29:13, where it says, "Wherefore the Lord said," this is what the Lord said, "For as much as this people draw near me with their mouths, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precepts of men." So your fear of God, you don't have any knowledge or wisdom of what that means. Your fear toward God is taught by the precepts of men because you understand the literal meanings of these parables. So you fear God that dwells within you. Why would you fear God that dwells within you? You have to have the wisdom and understanding. And that's basically what that means. So I have a question. Since I'm always being questioned and I never get my questions answered, what are the dark sayings of the wise? And what does it mean? Let me say, I wrote something else down here. All right, I'm going to say one more thing and I'm going to close this out because I got to get back to work. But, all right, so I have one question. 1 Corinthians 2:7. "But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom, which God ordained before the world unto our glory." So what does that mean? Is there hidden wisdom in the Bible or is there not? What did Jesus mean by you either understand the mystery of the kingdom of God, which is within you, or you either understand the parables? You're just reading parables. What did he mean by that? Let me get a couple of questions answered. I would love for any Christian, anyone that knows a Christian that would like to have a peaceful conversation. I'm not trying to debate, but have a peaceful conversation about our difference of opinions. I welcome anyone. Email us cultureclub919@gmail.com. I'll leave it in the comments. Have a great day. I'm going back to work. putting my energy and time into me. And I will be back with more soon. Bye.